Good morning, everyone. This is Mike the Wandering Toque, back again for some Sunday morning Arkham. And today we are continuing the Innsmouth conspiracy campaign featuring solo Amanda Sharp. We're in Scenario 5, Horror in High Gear. So far, this deck has been a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, great in terms of speed, great in terms of clues and fun, a little lacking in the combat department dealing with enemies. However, we did have some great success running through the town of Innsmouth, escaping the hordes of enemies, that death ball that was coming at us. Luckily, she was able to handle herself just barely. Like, she was just barely drawing into the cards she needed at the time. And then the last scenario really showcased that when there's something a little bit bigger, she has a lot of trouble. So I'm really excited about this because for the first time in two scenarios, I get to spend XP, and I had a whole bunch of XP to spend. So again, this is just to remind you, this is a deck that is a modified version of one I found on Arkham DB. It's basically a draw as many cards as you can, pitch a bunch of cards to tests for good things. So I've got a Eureka deduction in here, but also perception, and I'm looking for card draw to really double down on whatever is underneath Amanda Sharp at the time. I've also upgraded into a lot of card draw options. I now have 2 copies of Cryptic Research. I've got Miskatonic Archaeology Finding, which means I can have 2 copies of the Lab Assistant out. And what else did I grab? I was going to grab an upgraded Perception, but I happen to know, having played this campaign before, that I'm probably going to want some combat options for at least the next scenario. So I decided to upgrade a Vicious Blow instead. And I think that's going to do a lot for me. What else do I have in here? Oh, of course, the Dream Diary, the one that's been kind of sitting there dead in my hand for the past few adventures. That has now been upgraded. It is the version that gives me extra pips when I have more than 8 cards in my hand. And that's it for upgrades. This scenario I'm optimistic about. This is a race. The story is that we've escaped from Innsmouth, we've escaped that death ball, and now they're chasing us, and we have a little car chase where I'm trying to get to Falcon Point Lighthouse. Innsmouth is somewhere over here. You start the game 3 locations in, and all these locations say the same thing: Old Innsmouth Road on one side, and you flip them over, and they do great and wonderful things on the other side. And this is going to constantly move. We're in cars, so we're constantly going to be shifting the board. And the goal is to run out this deck, because near the bottom in the last 3 cards is Falcon Point Lighthouse. And if we get there, we win the scenario. Now, there are normally 2 cars in this game, but since I'm playing solo, there's only 1. So, of course, I chose Thomas Dawson's car because it was stylish, and he won't be needing it anymore. Spoiler alert. So I grabbed that one. Both cars are exactly the same. This scenario, all adjacent locations going in a horizontal line are, sorry, all locations directly horizontal to each other are connected, but vertically are not. So here, this location is connected to this one is connected to these 2, and this one is connected to all 3 of these locations. However, these 2 are not connected. Right? This represents forks in the road, things like that. The shtick is that whenever there's a branching path, only one of them is a beneficial way to go. The other 2 really slow you down. They add doom to the agenda, and I don't think you're allowed to leave that location the turn you enter it. It's bad stuff, and you do not want to get left behind because there might be another death ball coming. And I think that's it for rules and things. I'm in a vehicle. It takes me an action to turn my vehicle on, and it takes me an action to turn my vehicle off. At the end of, I believe it's the investigator phase, then let me just double check that. I think it's on this card here. Da, da, da. Maybe it's at the end of the round. Oh, well, at the end of the round, you start removing locations that no one is at just to clear your board state a bit. And then at the end of the investigation phase, each vehicle that is running must move. So if you don't know what's here, and there's usually ways to tell, like spending clues to peek at the cards that are underneath it, then you just go blind. Not a very good idea. And the only other thing that I wanted to check was which side the cars start on. They start running. That's good. And as per usual, there, as a free action, you can get out of your car. That does have some utility, more in multiplayer games than solo. And you can't hop in and out of your car at will. You can only do it once per round. All right, so I have already set most things up here. The shtick for this, of course, is you want to peek at the roads as you move forward. That's generally the strategy. I'm fast enough that I should be able to do it. There's plenty of victory on these locations, and my mulligan, I mulliganed almost my entire hand. I started with a lab resistant, and I mulliganed everything because you're really looking for a card draw. And I need to get my mag glass. I got curiosity, which is great. And well, cryptic research was the big thing, right? So turn one, I should be drawing 5 cards, and that is chef's kiss right there. All right, so we have the chases on version 1. We must find our way to Falcon Point, but on our way we are ambushed by agents of the Order. So as an additional cost to walk to a location as opposed to drive, you must spend 2 actions. So don't do that. Pedal to the metal. Your only chance is to reach Falcon Point before your pursuers catch up to you. Each enemy gains Hunter. So outrun them. One last thing. As an action, you can just drive to the next location, but the cost of doing that is pulling a card off the encounter deck. That is still probably a good idea depending on the circumstances, because you are trying to outrun the enemy, and the encounter deck is doing its best to make sure you don't do that. Well, let's begin, shall we? Let's start by, I guess, just running cryptic research. Why not? Because that's going to oh, no, I can't do that. Amanda's ability, right? You draw a card, curiosity, and you stick a card underneath her. So I'm going to stick curiosity underneath her, committing it to every skill test I do this turn. That's a given. Not only is it the only card really worth tucking under her, but I'm at a 4-shard location, and I want to get this clue this turn. So we'll play Cryptic Research to draw 3 cards. We've got another Lab Assistant, an Unrelenting, that's nice to see. Cryptic Writings, hello, $2. Remember in my last game when I didn't draw any of my Cryptic Writings at the right time? Okay, so that was free because Cryptic Research is an amazing card. Let's pop out a Lab Assistant, because we're going to want that extra large hand size, and we're going to want even more cards in our hand. We have Obscure Studies and a Vicious Blow. That is Vicious Blow level 2. I think I'm going to try and save that as much as possible, because there is an enemy out here that whenever you deal damage to it, it takes 1 less. So being able to do a lot in 1 hit is very beneficial. Let's see here. Is my video feed frozen? Oh, there we go. Let me just confirm here. There we go. Okay. That just took a while to update on my end. Okay. Well, I'll cut that post-production. All right. So that is action 1. Now I have 3, 6, 7 cards in my hand, which means I I mean, do I bank everything on one test later? I think I might do that. Let's get out my second lab assistant. I'm really looking for my dream serum. We have a shortcut, which isn't doing anything for me this game, and a deduction. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so this is going to need some help. I think I might pitch an unrelenting. Although I do want to, I'm looking at what else I have in my hand because I want to double down on whatever I have for next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to fast, pull out a mag glass. Okay, so now I'm at a 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm a 6 on a 4. That's not quite as comfortable as I want to be. I mean, what if I just tossed out an unrelenting for card draw? Because that puts me up by 2. As for bad things in this bag, let's see. We've got skulls are -1. They're -3 if there's 3 or fewer of those locations left in the deck. That's fine. I've got 1 cultist, which is a -1. Don't care about that. We've got a tablet, which is -2. And I don't have an elder thing. So you know what? Almost none of these things are going to make me fail. I do want to pass this, though. That card draw would be utterly bonkers. But I think I want to pass this test. Oh, it's rough because like two out of 3 tokens will let me fail. Should we just do it? Should we just do it? Take out the 0+1 and Elder Sign? Because I get to draw the cards right away, and then maybe I'll pitch something. Let's do that. All right, so I am I'm committing. I'm going to toss it up here. Committing Unrelenting, putting out 3 good tokens to draw into 2 cards. First is an Inquiring Mind, and the second is Nihilism. That's going to be in play for the rest of the game because I shuffle through my deck so fast there's no point in getting rid of it. Well, I'm going to pitch the Inquiring Mind. That puts me up very healthily. Pretty much the only thing that can fail me is the auto-fail. That is a 0. These go away. Unrelenting goes away. I pick up the clue. And I think that was a successful first turn. Oh, of course, I can spend a clue to peek at any location. Let's look at the bottom one. That is my long way around. Do not want to go there. See, as you can see, when you enter this place, you place a doom on the agenda, and you cannot leave until the end of next round. It's just not worth it. So the vehicle moves. I am up to Old Innsmouth Road, which is a desolate road. All right. This I'll flip over because I didn't actually go here. Forced, when a vehicle leaves this location, we must spend a clue. If we can't, we discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a vehicle enemy is discarded and spawn it at the desolate road. That's not good. Road 1 means that we put 1 road location to the right. And there we go. Upkeep. I draw into a Cryptic Writings, and I gain a resource. Put it there. I think that'll be easier to see. All right. So that is 1 doom on the agenda. Wait, did I upkeep? I did upkeep, yes. 1 doom on the agenda. And drawing into Eyes in the Trees. Test for will. If you fail, you must either discard an asset you control or discard a card from your hand for each point you fail by. If you're in a vehicle, everyone else in the vehicle must do the same thing. So that's okay. I can handle that. I can definitely handle that. One moment. Hey, Will, since you're on the stream, where is my Horror in High Gear card? Is it still sitting at the top of the agenda and act? Or is it sitting down below next to Innsmouth Road? Because I don't think my video feeds are refreshing correctly. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's my end. No, all good. False alarm. Okay, testing Will 4. Well, I am sitting at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shortcut's not doing me anything. That's a... Yeah, we're going to get rid of this curiosity. Because I don't really want to discard anything I have. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 minus 1. That's a pass. An expensive pass, but it's a pass. Beginning of the round. Hear anything in the background? That's my dog eating. All right, I draw into a Perception. That's a great card to have. And now I have to pick a card to put underneath her. That's a given. That's going to be Perception. Because that will give me some card draw. All right, so we are sitting at not a ton of cards in my hand yet. Hopefully we'll rectify that. I think I need to investigate. Let's see, I'm a 4, 5, 6, 7. This puts me up. Nope, I'm a 4, 5. This puts me up to a 7. If I pitch a Cryptic Writings. Yep, that does it. So I get a clue, and then I draw a card for Perception. It is a Mind Over Matter. Okay, now for this one, Okay, I'm gonna leave this location. So I'm gonna spend the clue. So not to trigger the bad effect on Desolate Road. Also, these guys should be gone now. And I have to draw a card off the encounter deck as a cost to this move. They're catching up. Resolve the Hunter of keyword on each enemy in play. There are no Hunter enemies in play, so I have to search the encounter deck for one of them and spawn it at the rearmost location. Let's put in a hit van, because I think I can outrun this thing. This guy has Hunter, Retaliate, but he cannot attack the same phase it moved via its Hunter keyword. Cliffside Road, Road 1. All right, so let's shift everybody over a bit. Put a new road location into play. There are 2 clues on this location. When a vehicle leaves this location, we must spend 2 clues for each investigator in the vehicle. Otherwise, you test Will or Fleetness X, where X is the one you can spend. And if you fail, then your car careens off a cliff and you take 10 damage and die. Okay. Let's not do that. I'm going to pitch a deduction to this test. Because now I'm a 4, 5, 6 on a 2. -1. Picking up both clues, and because I had Perception underneath me, I get to draw a card. It is Whispers in the Deep. Very bad timing, because I am out of actions, which means that's going underneath me next turn. Okay, so this now ended the investigation phase. My car is running, so I move to an intersection. There's going to be 3 roads. Okay, 3 roads. So I shuffle 2 long ways around with a real Innsmouth road. And I put them out like this. Take those clues away. so I don't careen off a cliff. And the enemies now move via Hunter. And we are at the end of the round, so this fork in the road can go away. This is victory, so we're just going to toss that in the victory pile. I don't think we need this long way around anymore. Doom on the agenda. Oh, I didn't upkeep. Upkeep into a vicious blow. Great. And there's my dollar. And I will draw Fog over Innsmouth. Test 3 will. If I succeed, I take a horror or put this into play next to the agenda deck. If I fail, I do both. Each location gets +1 shroud, basically for the rest of the turn. Okay, and I'm going to have a Whispers in the Deep underneath me. Yeah, okay. So, can I pull something with Obscure Studies here? Can I pull away a Whispers from the Deep? I might have to do that. All right, so I'm just going to test this raw. I'm going to fail it. -1. So yes, I failed by 2. For each point I fail by, I have to place a clue on my location. Well, I have no clues. This I'm going to leave out. I also take a horror, or rather a lab assistant takes a horror. Okay, beginning of the investigation phase. I pull a dream enhancing serum, and I have to put Whispers from the Deep underneath me. This is going to be interesting. Okay, let's put out the dream enhancing serum, because I need to get that into play. I think I'm going to initiate a skill test and bring Whispers from the Deep back to my hand. And then pitch Whispers from the Deep to get it out of my hand. So if I'm investigating, that is a 5, 6, -1. Is a 5 on a 3. No, you're right. I'm up by 2. -1. Okay, so I got 1 clue. I'm going to spend it immediately. Let's have a look at this location. Cliffside Road. Okay, that's the one I want to be at. Is this worth victory? It is. Okay, so I'm going to test again. This time I'm 6 on a 4. Well, that's a fail. That's a -4. Luckily, it didn't count. Yes, that's worth victory, but I think I'm just going to have to let that one slide. So this I will send away. At the end of the round, I will decide to move to this location with my running vehicle. We have a cliffside road. Forced when we leave this location. Yeah, this is the careening off the cliff location. So next turn. Oh, this one's a different one. This one has 3 clues per investigator. Huh. But a lower shroud. And I still have to spend 2 clues. Well. Okay, I do upkeep. Drawing into a dream diary. Hello. Hello. Let's get a Doom on the agenda. 3 of 8. The hunter moves. This location goes away. It is victory. Oh, I should have put out an old Innsmouth Road. Drawing into my bad card. It is a malfunction. So it says, reading the card, I attach this to the vehicle. The action abilities on the vehicle cannot be triggered unless I pass a 3 book test. It doesn't say the car stops. It doesn't say I'm kicked out of the vehicle. It just means I can't stop the car. So, fun. Which is, I don't have a deduction on me, so this is going to be fun. Let's draw beginning of the round into a practice makes perfect. Now I have to put something underneath me. And this is not so fun because there's nothing really I want to put underneath me. Okay, we're going to throw in shortcut because shortcut's not doing anything for me. Trying to think what's in my deck here. I should have another perception in there. Can I get all 3 clues off this thing? Probably not. I do at least want to get this malfunction off me at some point, so maybe getting that dream diary out would be all right. I'm going to start... I think I might practice makes perfect. Ugh, I don't like the fact that I'm running on $1 now. Okay, we're going to do an investigation test. Looking at the top 9 cards in my deck. We do have a perception, we have promise of power, we have unrelenting. Let's throw out a perception. I feel like I'm going to need that. So that gets pitched to this test. So I am a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a 1. -1 is a pass, so I take 1 clue. I draw a card for perception, and perception goes back to my hand. I like that. Yeah, money's an issue. That dream diary is not coming out just yet. I think I might want to do that again. No, I'm gonna pitch the perception first. For 2. That's a 0, so that's a second clue, so now I'm safe. I think I want to practice makes perfect again. And I want to pull out... Who do I pull out? That unrelenting? That unrelenting's really good. I don't think I need promise of power right now. Did I draw that card for perception? I think I did, yeah. Okay, so we'll pitch unrelenting to this next one. We're going to pull... what am I at? I think I just might want the card draw over everything else. So I'm just going to take out 3 good tokens. And hope I get lucky. I'm only up by 2. -1, because that's still early in the game. So I grab that clue. And that is the end of my turn. So I don't have any money for Dream Diary next turn. It is the end of the investigation phase, so the car moves to a desolate road. This is the one where I want to spend clues or get a vehicle enemy engage with me. Not fun. The hunter enemy moves. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. We don't need these long ways around. Upkeep. There's my promise of power. A resource. Let's put a doom out on the agenda. We have 4 of 8. Drawing into Fractured Consciousness, test 3 book. And if I fail, I take 2 damage. And if I reveal a tablet, I auto-fail. I'm okay just auto-failing this. I can handle the damage. -4, yeah. I think, what, 1 token maybe I would have passed this test? Alright, so let's put 2 damage on Amanda. Beginning of the investigation phase, I draw into another magnifying glass, and I have to put something underneath her. I'm at a Shroud 2 location, so I'm already up to just being here. I don't like having to put that Promise of Power under her. But I feel like I have to. I only need 2 tests. Yeah, my icons kind of came out lopsided. All right, so we're going to put Promise of Power underneath her, because I want to pass this. I've been doing well so far. So at the beginning, I'm going to throw out... No, I don't need a second mag glass. That changes a lot. Yeah, what I'm going to do is just investigate raw for my first action. -1. I mean, there's only one thing in there that can fail me. By the way, I should have paid these 2 clues when I moved last time. More curses to the bag. Let's do that again. +1. Yeah, all those curses are going to save themselves up for the very end. And then I'm going to draw... Well, there should be a road here. I need to draw my deck out more than anything as Dream Enhancing Serum. And that's me. End of the investigation phase. The car moves to a dimly lit road with 2 clues. I have to spend 2 clues to keep from going nuts. And we'll put 2 clues on the dimly lit road. This one will give me sanity damage if I don't spend 2 clues when I leave this location. But I've already got 1 in the bank, so I'm doing okay. This guy moves. This location disappears. And we have 1 road in front of me. Five Doom, but I need to do my upkeep. That is a Eureka. Great card to stick underneath. And 1 resource. So now I need my bad card, and it is Memory of Oblivion. I get to test 4 will or 4 book. For each point I fail by, discard a card from my hand, and the squid is an autofail, but there are no autofails. But this does put a curse in the bag. That is the issue with this. What is that? -1. Well, that's a pass. So I don't deal with the bad thing, but that curse was bad enough. Beginning of the investigation phase, I draw into a cryptic research. Thank goodness. I have to choose something to stick beneath her. This is only a Shroud 2. That magnifying glass isn't doing anything. And I don't have anything in... Well, I have the Eureka. I mean, that Eureka is going to get me... Oh, maybe it'll work. Maybe it will work. We're going to stick the Eureka underneath me. And then begin the turn. So, let us start. Spending Cryptic Research to draw the last 3 cards. We got a Shortcut, Lena Harper, and a Promise of Power. I also realized I totally forgot my Dream Enhancing Serum for one of my card draws. That's okay. So I take a horror, or my second lab assistant takes a horror for decking myself out. We are going to shuffle up. Get all that juicy card draw back in the deck. So I think for action 1, I have to get this Dream Diary thing moving because I need to have those extra pips in my hand. I'm not going to be throwing it underneath her unless I absolutely have to. It's just really nice to be able to give that oomph if you have, say, Eureka underneath you. So let's start by spending 2 resources, throwing out the Dream Diary, Dreams of a Child, in my other hand slot. Now I need to investigate, and I'm currently sitting at a 3, 4. Let's go up to 5 with the mag glass. -1 for a clue. And because Eureka is in here, I get to look at the top 3 cards, grab one, and put it back. That's going to be a Curiosity, which is a great card. So now, maybe I should get rid of this Malfunction, hey? Or do I just keep going? Do I just keep going? I don't think Alina Harper is coming out anytime soon because I don't have any resources. And that Dream Enhancing Serum is probably my next best. So we're actually going to pitch Alina Harper. I don't need this clue. I could just move. I think I just move. Let's spend the $2 to not take the horror. I also have to, by the way. That's not a choice. And I draw an encounter card. It is a winged one. Yep, there we go. Hunter. X is the shroud of winged one's location. He takes 1 fewer damage from attacks except by range, firearm, or spell to a minimum of 1. Well, that's exactly what I did not want. Because this, I am not going to be getting the clues for this one. All right, this is a tight turn. When I leave this location, I must spend 2 clues or I take damage. Okay, cool. And this winged one is here. All right, so he's got, yeah, a 5. A 5. So I've just done one thing. I've done 2 things. So this winged one is engaged with me. How much damage can I do to this thing? I can do... I think I can take him out in 1 shot. I cannot, but it's close. But it's close. All right, so maybe I do a whole series of vicious blows on this guy. 1, 2, 3. I'm timing this. So he's an evade of 3. I could just flat out try to evade this guy. Pick up a clue. But then that's just kicking the can down the road. Ha ha ha. But that would also give me a turn where I could stick Vicious Blow underneath me and have some fun. Clearly, the answer is to beat this thing up as much as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. This would deal. I could do this in 3 actions, but I have to hit him every time. I'm mentally mathing this out. Okay, this maybe I do just evade this guy. I think I have to. Let's pitch Alina Harper to this evade test. 2, 3, 4, 5, and okay, 6. That was nice. So he's evaded. And I get to look at the top 3 cards and filter. Yep, that's an unrelenting. Gonna need that. End of the investigation phase. The car auto moves because it's, yeah. Okay, 2 clues, and I have to take 2 damage somehow. I guess I'll just take another 2 damage. How many cards are left in here? Only 4 cards. Okay, so I'm almost at the lighthouse. This hit van is going to move. We're going to lose the cliffside road. But at least I'm keeping up. Keeping well ahead. The winged one readies and engages me. I do my end of round upkeep, drawing into a cryptic research. That is great to see. Grabbing into drawing a resource. And now we have 6 of 8 doom on the agenda. Drawing, I can't see. If you are in a vehicle, I test 3 will, which is exactly what I have. What happens if I fail here? I take 2 horror. I'm okay with that. -1. I take 2 horror. Beginning of my turn, I draw Whispers in the Deep. Oh my goodness. Where all good plans go to die. All right. Well, let's do a fast cryptic research then. We have a Promise of Power, a Deduction, and a Perception. And because I drew a second Promise of Power, yeah, my hand's getting really messy. I get to Dream Enhancing Serum and draw another card. It is an Obscure Studies. Thank you. Okay, what? How many cards do I have in my hand here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I actually only have 10 cards for purposes of end of the round counting. I think I have to do that Obscure Studies trick again. So I'm going to initiate a fight test. And I'm going to pitch Whispers of the Deep to that test. And I'm going to pitch a couple Vicious Blows to this test. So I'm a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. -1 is 7. On a 3, because I needed that. Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. He takes -1 because that wasn't a range firearm or spell. So that is 3. Okay, and we're going to just do a bunch of this again, I guess. I'm up by a lot. Do I even need to Promise or Power? Or, you know, we're going to Mind Over Matter. This is when it really matters. So I'm a 3, 4, 5. Let's pitch an Unrelenting and pull some bad stuff tokens out. All right, what is that? I said I was up by, what was I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 -3 is just barely a hit. That is a -1, but it's to a minimum of 1, so it still takes a damage. And finally, I think... Oh, I have... My Dream Diary went off, didn't it? I actually have an Essence of the Dream in here. Forgot about that from last turn. This always enters my hand at the beginning of every turn. All right, so I'm going to pitch this to the last test. That is a -1. I didn't fail. The winged one has been defeated. That is victory. Oh my goodness. And because I can't stop, whee, here we go. That's 2 more horror. I'm at 4 and 4. We are now at a tight turn. When I leave this location, I have to spend clues or I take damage. Maybe I should start doing that. This desolate road goes away. Upkeep at the end of the round. I pull into a practice makes perfect. I gain a resource. Let's throw a doom on there. It'll advance next turn. Drawing Memory of Oblivion. I test will or book 4. Both the same right now. If I fail, I discard a card from my hand. I'm actually okay with that right now. That's a curse. That's gone. That's another curse. That's gone. And that's -3, so I actually totally bungled that test. Which means I discard 4 cards from my hand. Let's go 2 Promises of Power, a Shortcut, and I don't think that Dream Enhancing Serum is helping me. No, that wasn't a good turn. All right, let's do beginning of my turn. Drawing into a Curiosity, that's excellent because my Dream Enhancing Serum goes off, and I can... Hey, look, it's a Cryptic Writings. I can actually play that right now for 2 resources. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't want to play that card. Reason being is I'm near the end of the game, so the money's not going to do a lot for me. And I want cards in my hand because I need to put a Curiosity underneath me. Or Perception. Let's put Perception underneath. I want as much card draw as I can possibly get out of this. Okay. Let's do this. I have Essence of the Dream in my hand now. I think I want to save my deduction. Do I? No, let's pitch the deduction. Come on, might as well. Okay, I'm a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This makes me a 6. 6 on a 2. Okay, that's a pass, so I get both of these clues. And I pull a card for Perception. It is yet another Perception. Okay, so there's that. Do I just continue moving, pulling out more cards? Or do I just let this happen? There's only 2 cards left in the deck. Well, let's get rid of this malfunction. This is a 3 book, so I'm currently a 4. Might as well toss the essence. 6. -1. The malfunction goes away. I draw a card for Perception. It is a shortcut, not helping me very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? Let's just draw a card for my last action. I'm going to... Cryptic Writings. I am going to play that one for the $2. Since I have a decent hand now. All right. End of investigation phase. I move. I spend both clues. We're now at a fork in the road. This guy's going to move. when he hunts me. So we're basically at the end. I can spend 1 clue to peek at any location in front of me. So upkeep, I draw Cryptic Research, gain a resource. We advance. The Terror in Devil Reef, yeah, because I didn't kill it, spawns at the rearmost location. The order is up for blood. This is exactly the same agenda. Difference being now we have 9 rounds to get through this. See, Amanda's fast. My bad card is Ancient Evils, placing a Doom on the agenda. I am totally okay with that. And my turn. Drawing into Inquiring Mind. You know what? I think I might... No, I don't want to put an Inquiring Mind underneath her. I'm putting another Perception underneath her. I get Essence of the Dream back in my hand. First, I will play, for fast, a Cryptic Research, which will draw me a Practice Makes Perfect, an Unrelenting. I get to Dream Enhancing Serum to draw another one, but I have to reshuffle my deck. I think this deck is working now. They weren't kidding. Once this gets going, we have another Mind Over Matter and a Cryptic Writings. Okay, so the Cryptic Writings can go off and give me money, because why not? Okay, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. The point is I have a lot of cards in hand, and therefore I can do rather ridiculous things. Like I can pitch Essence of the Dream, and now I'm a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can do this, so I'm a 12. Pitching Curiosity, I'm now a 12 on a 5. That's just for the curses that I might reveal. Nope. So I pull a clue off that, drawing into a card for Perception. It is another Cryptic Research. Okay. I use a clue. Let's have a look at this location. Something's wrong here. Oh, I know. Sorry, I messed up. I messed up. There's 2 locations, and I put them both out as forks in the road. I should not have done that. I should have mixed it with a long way around. Okay, so I spend the clue to look. There's the intersection. Okay. So there's 1 round after this. Okay, so that was my first action. No, we are just prepping it now. Oh, I gain that's a horror for decking myself out. I forgot that. Let's spend a Cryptic Research. Draw another 3 cards. We have a Vicious Blow, Obscure Studies, and a Vicious Blow. You know, for the inevitable. I have 2 actions. I don't necessarily want to do anything yet. I'm going to stall. Yeah, as silly as it sounds, I'm going to stall. Because I want the victory points. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a hand size of 12, so I'm going to draw 2 cards. Deduction and Alina Harper. And now my turn is over. End of the investigation phase, I move to the intersection. These guys follow behind me, far behind me. Tight turn is gone. We shift everybody over. This must be Falcon Point Lighthouse. Yeah, it has to be. Because it's the last card in the deck. Putting a Doom, but of course I have to do my upkeep, which is a shortcut, which lets me, is a duplicate, so I can use Dream Enhancing Serum to draw a card. It is Whispers from the Deep. I don't care at this point. And my bad card is a Fractured Consciousness Test, Book 3. If I can take 2 damage, basically, if I fail. So though I have a Perception already underneath me, so I'm a 4 for that. I'm going to pitch Whispers from the Deep. So now I'm a 3 for that. There are clues at my location. So now I'm a 6 for that. Might as well pitch a Cryptic Writing, so I'm an 8 for that. -1, pass that with ease. I do get to draw a card for Perception. It is a Promise of Power. My turn, beginning the investigation phase. I draw into a Cryptic Research. This is insane. I like this. I like this a lot. I gotta put something underneath her. Why not a deduction? Why not a deduction? Just in case I draw an autofail for this test, at least it gives me another chance at slurping up both these clues. I will start by using Cryptic Research to draw 3 cards, drawing into a Dream Enhancing Serum, another copy of Unrelenting, and a Promise of Power. And I think I've already used my Dream Enhancing Serum, so... But that's okay, because this is a little obscene. I am currently a 4, investigating. I have Essence of the Dream, which puts me up by another 4 if I spend it, which I will. And I'm going to spend the other Curiosity, which puts me up by another 3. So I'm up by 7. -1 takes both these clues. And as my next action, I might as well move. So I'm going to draw a card off the encounter deck. It is another Hit Van, which spawns at the rearmost location. I move. I have reached Falcon Point Approach. I get to advance. I think we lost them, Agent Harper shouts, peeking her head out your car's window. You glance at your rearview mirror and confirm that you no longer see the glaring headlights of your pursuers. Warm relief flutters through you. It's finally over. All right. Well, that went really well. I expected this one too. Of all the scenarios, this is the one that Amanda is most suited for, so I'm not at all shocked at the outcome. I got a reasonable amount of experience from that. We have, I think I only lost 1 location, but I also regained it by killing that winged one. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 experience, which is fantastic. I'm definitely going to upgrade the second Vicious Blow, and then I'm looking at those perceptions. And then with whatever's left, we are banking it because I want some Red Glove Man in my deck. With Miskatonic Archaeology funding, I can throw it out with my lab assistants, and that just gets crazy at that point. You know, because it's not already. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you all next time. We're getting into the second half. This is exciting stuff. Thank you all for watching. See you next week.